All right, this is something that it makes me wonder what the Knicks are thinking here. They traded three young starters for a scorer who does not play defense. What has Carmelo Anthony done for the Denver Nuggets? Do you think this was a good deal?
Well, short term, if they need two things. If they get a legit big man, and if they get a bench, a decent bench, a legit big man, and I guess an off guard or shooting guard, they have a possibility of doing something next year. If not, long term, bad deal.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right here. Just think back. Think back about 3 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, you had Carmelo Anthony, and I'm not sure if you had Chauncey Phillips there at the same time. But didn't the Denver Nuggets have Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson? How did that fare? How would that fare having two big stars in the lineup, one being Carmelo Anthony? I didn't see any championship rings for Denver.
Here's the thing: you can't equate Allen Iverson when he was with those guys as a superstar, but you can equate Stoudemire as a superstar. You can equate Anthony as a superstar. They need a defensive force in the middle, and they need another off guard. And Chauncey Billups is good for about a year or two. So if they do something, they make a move in a year or two, they have a chance. So not next year, but the year after, that would be their final chance with Billups to possibly make a run for a championship.
I'm telling you, Carmelo Anthony is overrated. You had Shaq and Kobe. You had Pierce and Garnett. You had Kobe and Gasol. You had.
He's a guaranteed 24 points a game. So that takes the burden off of Stoudemire, because Stoudemire is really not a super scorer, outrageous guy day in and day out. He's a good role player, top player. They have to build around these two guys, and I would say within 2 years it's a possibility. If they get a point guard like Rose or Williams, then you're talking a possibility of making a run for a couple years, because everybody is under 30, or 30 period. So you're talking 4 good years out of everybody involved there.
Once again, I'm telling you, neither of these two guys are equivalent to any of the big three in Miami, the big three in Boston. They're going to make the playoffs. They'll solidify a playoff spot, but they're not going anywhere. This was a heist by the Denver Nuggets, trading this guy away. The Denver Nuggets got 3 starters, I believe a couple number ones, some second-round draft choices. This was a heist, a steal for the Nuggets.
Let's face it, they got lackluster players. The best player they got is probably Gallinari, and even Gallinari admitted that he's not as good as Anthony. So, it's an up trade in that sense alone. And I'm telling you, Billups is not shot. He still has a couple good years in him. He's only 34 years old. You think he's older than he is, but he isn't. And then you have round out players with Stoudemire and then obviously Anthony. And like I said, if they get one big goofy center who can just hold his own, just enough to just hold his own, they have a chance to make a run in the playoffs.
I don't like the trade. Once again, I'm saying this for the 3rd time. The Knicks were awful last year. They were starting to gel. You had 3 starters. You had a young team. These young starters elevate this team with Stoudemire to a competitive team. They were at 500. More than likely, they were only going to get better. All they had to do for next year is add a quality, upgraded player, and you're talking about another year or two, you're talking about a championship caliber team. This sets the Knicks back.
I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. I'm telling you right now, you got to figure this now. Wait just 1 second. They really only need one piece of the puzzle. Like I said, one legit big man. They got Fields. They got Anthony. They got Stoudemire. And they got Phillips. Right there, that's a good 4 players on any team. They're going to be competitive. Now you need that glue center, back up, knock Stoudemire down to a forward, power forward, and you move Anthony to point guard and Fields as the small forward, and you're talking about a championship team. And they're only 1 player away from that. Now.
I don't think so. All right, what's the next on our agenda?